So for virtue ethics, I don't think it's really helpful. Like, I don't think it's easy or straightforward to take a virtue ethics position on either of those examples, the trolley problem or the organ transplant problem, because with virtue ethics, we really need a wider context of this person. So um, with virtue ethics, we can look at, but I do think it's helpful in understanding virtue ethics to look at different practices and ask what's going on. How is one person a good practitioner versus a not very good practitioner in a particular field? So if we look at, I'm proposing these three practitioners: a doctor, a tennis player, and an artist. A doctor doesn't spend a lot of effort each day calculating what will bring about the most good for the most people, or what is my moral duty at every action. There's not a lot of A good doctor shouldn't have to deliberate about all those sorts of things. Instead, what a good doctor has, and a good tennis player has, and a good artist would have, is practical wisdom. They've developed habits. So the doctor has developed habits of attending to patients through years of experience. The doctor has developed habits um, of attending to patients in ways that promote health. And because of their experience, over many years, they know when a certain phenomenon might be really serious that a novice wouldn't know to recognize. And they know how to act. So it's not the case that a doctor is constantly thinking, which rule applies in this situation? Okay, now here's a new situation. Which rule applies here? Which action is going to bring about the most good for the most people here? What is my moral duty with this specific action right now? They're not consumed by these questions. They know how to act. And their behavior is determined by the specific other individuals in the situation, by the resources involved, like other patients, the patient they're working on, other patients, the nurses, available rooms and equipment, the time. So what's happening with this patient right now? What is at stake? How serious is this patient's condition or situation? So all these are going to inform the doctor. So it's not so all these inform, and they have a habit, they have years of experience of incorporating all of this intelligence into their action. And that is practical wisdom. So the good doctor acts in the right way, at the right time, for the right reasons, toward the right people. And we could say the same thing about a good tennis player. They act in the right way, at the right time, for the right reasons, toward the right people in the context of tennis. They're not continually consulting rules of what to do. Hey, if somebody serves to their backhand, then they need to do this thing. And if somebody on a second serve, they need to do this. It's not a list of rules they need to memorize. So they're responding appropriately to what a given situation is presenting them. And again, we could say the same thing about an artist. And we could importantly, we could say the same thing about a moral person according to virtue ethics. They are acting the right way, at the right time, for the right reasons, toward the right people. And to become moral, we need to develop habits to act like them. We need to gain experience with the practice of being moral. And the moral people are the standard. It's not the rules they follow, because they aren't following rules. They're just being moral.